Hello, everyone. About ready to get going, so hopefully everyone's sitting and ready. Welcome to the Lions Edge training session for our new print request form. My name is Nicole Donahue, and here with me today is Dennis Cook. All of us at Lions Edge have been working hard to create a clear and efficient new form to make this process easier for everyone. So I'm very excited to show all of you the new template and also some of the new small tidbits that have been added that should help with communication for all departments. If you haven't had a chance to watch the video that was in the email attached when you signed up for this, that's no worries, since we will be using that video today, but we will be stopping throughout the video to just further explain sections and to also take anyone's questions. And then Dennis is quickly just going to discuss about Okta.
Okay. Let me make sure everyone's muted.
Yeah, if anyone can, if they know that they have a mute on, their sound on, to mute it.
Okay. So an important thing to note before we start is the key to entering this order form is through Okta single sign-on. And Okta single sign-on both secures our network and allows us to log into frequently used apps like this order form and our future website. All you have to do is remember your one username and password. For me, it was my email address and email password. And then once you're logged in, you'll see the Lions Edge chiclet. When we click that chiclet, it'll automatically log you into the order form website. Signing up for Okta is pretty easy. I can put the web address onto the chat. You can also visit our order form URL, and it'll redirect you to Okta single sign-on. If you have problems while you're in Okta, when you're signing up, just hit the forgot password. IT also wanted to let you guys know that you need to, if you have not signed up by the end of Friday, your email will be disabled, requiring IT support to resolve. So IT will stick around after the training to assist with any questions or assistance with single sign-on.
So now we're just going to start the video. And again, as I said, we're going to stop it throughout just to make sure that we address any further elaborations on anything, and also just for questions.
Hello, and welcome to the Lions Edge's new order form. Once logged in, you are taken to the home page for ordering. On the left, we have the main categories for ordering. On the right, this is where we have the different print options to order with each category. You have the following categories to choose from: custom design requests, which will be used most by reps to order their large and small format options for their accounts; business cards, that will be used by everyone; menu displays, which will offer our in-house selection of acrylic stands.
All right, so we're just going to stop you guys right there. We just want to further elaborate on the business cards. It is a completely new setup for you. Now, everyone usually orders just a box, and that's 150 of them, but we do have a couple more quantities on there to show. But once you decide on your quantity, you're going to click order, and you're going to be taken to the imprint information page. Now, whatever was on your profile is going to be updated on here. Now, the couple different options here is that you have to do a logo option selection. So we already have one selected, but just to show you again, it will update and proof it for you. And that's another benefit that we really are excited about, that you can finally see what they would look like as an end result. This is only for business cards. Still here's someone with.
Okay.
All right. And then also, if you go down, there's the designation where it's just more specific special certifications. You also have your title, your divisional text, if you want a more specific. And then what's also new is our year that you joined, if you would like to add that on there. Your profile should automatically update the address for your division on your business cards. Does anyone have any questions on that? No? Okay, so we'll continue with the video then. Well, actually, we're gonna, yeah, continue.
A-frames, and 8.5 by 11 one-view and two-view plaza menu holders. If one of these in-stock items is not available, you will also be able to request quotes for custom menu holders. The operations category.
All right, I know that was a quick stop, but we definitely want to talk about the menu holders quotes. As Seth did say, that our 4 top choices are only in-stock ones: the acrylic table tent, the A-frames, the one-view menu holders, and the two-view menu holders. If you need to order anything else below, these do have to be ordered from Menu Designs. So what we're going to do right now, we're just going to elaborate a little bit more on the menu holders quote. These are for custom menu covers. So anything we don't offer within stock. Just to show you, this is what the template will look like for it. We have 3 different options for the type of menus. The most popular will be menu book, but there are, like, you know, the cafe stitched menu covers. What we have done is had shown you examples for each one to make it easier to order. So we're gonna go back to the menu book. So with the menu books, the binding options, you have our most popular, which is the Plaza. And those come with the 4 corners. But if you need any other bindery options, there are the different ones on there, and it will show you an example and it'll show you what they do. Our more basic material is our most popular is the faux leather with the Plazas. And again, those are the ones that keep in stock. Of course, the more genuine and the more expensive you get, like copper and aluminum, the more pricey it is, and also the longer it will take to create. Our most basic color is black, but you can, if the account really requests it, any other different options for colors there. This will show you the different panels / views. So this is like the 4-panel 4 view. And again, the icons really help just to pick which ones you're kind of looking for. Insert size, menu covers aren't done by the actual dimensions of the whole entire book. It's actually done by what inserts going into it. So if you need a 5.5 by 11 book, you would order it 5.5 by 11. Logo options at the bottom, if they want to add a logo, you can select yes, and we give you 4 different options for these. We give the blind emboss, you can have the gold foil, silver foil, or screen, which is a little bit more expensive because of the inks. Now, in order for the logo to actually be on there, we cannot accept JPEGs or a PNG, which is PNG. It has to be a vector logo. So the file should only be in AI, EPS, or a PDF with layers. Now, if you have any special instructions, so for example, if you went on Menu Designs yourself, or they looked at it and said they really liked this certain menu, then you could type in the code that they have on there. So then I can, when this order comes to me, I can easily find it and locate it. Any questions?
Okay.
Go ahead and ask. Hey, I have a quick question.
Sure.
What if they have logo or something to be downloaded in one of the 3 options that you just gave us, if they only have JPEG?
Then unfortunately we cannot use it. They'd have to create their own logo.
Yeah, the logo would have.
The reason why we do vectors because their machine only picks up the lines, and a vector logo is the actual creation of the logo. So it'll have those lines so their machines can pick it up to put it on their menu. If it's a JPEG, that's like a flat image, like just something you would touch, nothing to grab onto.
Like they wouldn't be able to separate out the different colors of the logo with a JPEG, since it's more like a photograph.
And it can't tell between the difference of a color and white space.
Does that help?
Yes.
Okay.
Be used by the warehouse. It holds everything from transfer labels to truck decals. When ordering, choose a quantity and click the order button. As you add to the cart, items will show on the left below the categories. On-hand quantities are shown below each item. If there is no on-hand amount displayed, it will take 1 to 2 weeks to produce. Administration is a catch-all of print options for daily office use. This covers price books, letterheads, envelopes, and more. Let's go back to the custom design requests category, and I will show you how to start the process of placing an order.
All right, so before we go through the process of placing the order, I just want to show you guys the options for what we have on this page. So our most popular 4 options are on the top. We have a large format, we have a small format, we have a standard size menu, which we'll be discussing in the video, and we also have the table 10 inserts. So just to show you guys also what it'll look like on the iPad, this is what it'll look like on a desktop, but iPad, it might look just a little bit different. If you want to bring it in, you'll see it more like at these top 1 or even 4. So viewing, and then you may have to have these type of options here. So just to show you guys that before we move on, because I know a lot of the reps work on an iPad. So let's discuss the large format. So this is for anything larger than a 12 by 18. So this is where you would order your 18 by 24 posters. You would order your banners, your chloroplast signs, anything that's larger, and it goes by inches. So Dennis is just showing you the different options. So if you want your banner and you needed 60 by 36, you would type it in there. Remember, it goes width times height. Then our next options that we have on the back page is our small posters. Now this will only hold 3 different sizing for you. This will hold the 11 by 17s, the 12 by 18s, and the 18 by 14s. 1 minute. So with the small posters, that will only offer you those 2 options. We do have an option for landscape. I just want to emphasize here that if you want to, you do have an option to order lamination on these. Now, lamination should not be picked for any temporary items. So if you're doing this for a pint night, if you're doing it for something that's a beer of the month, or you're doing something for showcasing for the month, you know, really you should not be picking lamination. Lamination should only be used for something that you know it's going to be around for a long time. Then we have our standard size menu, which we'll be discussing later. And I just want to touch base on those table 10 inserts. This is where you'll order your 4/4 by 6.5 A-frames, your acrylics, and your folding table tents. Usually for these inserts, this is about 90% of what reps go to, because it was the easiest option on our past order form. This will include your features, your invites, etc. But the only thing that it does not have in this one is that if you want to order the menu holders that go with them, you would have to go back to and place a second order under menu displays. And this is where you get your acrylic table tents and your A-frames. So those would have to be under 2 different orders. Is there any questions for those 4 basics? And then just below, we have other options. So we have like cooler stickers. The names are pretty easy to follow, but 2 of them I kind of want to touch on are just the custom size. These are for anything that is not for universal print. So majority of our orders will be those standard size menus because they hold the 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 14. The custom size is for something that is not usually goes into any insert or any menu or a universal size. So for example, 6 by 10 or, 6 by 14. Very odd different sizes that they have requested. Flyers, Those are more of like a handout type thing. These are not posters. Just to remind everyone, if you need posters, small posters. So flyers are more of those really quick handouts that you want to order 1,000 of to hand out to people real quick. These are usually made on text paper, so your regular printer paper. So also keep that in mind when you order those. We have shelf talkers, we have our books, we have bottleneckers, the labels and table stickers, and of course ads. Very few people use these, but we do have these options on here now for the people that do order. Are there any questions on those?
Hey, real quick, you said to do invites under
The table 10 inserts. Yeah, because usually you guys order them 4x6 or 4 1/4 by 6.5. So those sizes are already on there. It's very rare where I get a size for 5x7. But if they were adamant they wanted 5x7, then you would order it under the custom size.
So it wouldn't be under a flyer?
Flyer would not be considered an invite because you want the invite to be on a card stock. The flyer is like, think of it like a really quick handout. Or like stuff you would do like it's on text paper, so it's on your regular printer paper, but your invite you want it on something on a more durable, thick paper to present. So you would either choose custom size if it's not the 4x6 or 4 1/4 by 6.5.
Thank you.
No problem. And if there's no other questions, then we'll keep going.
Please click Order below Standard Sizes menu. Every print request will begin with a page like this. Quantity will always be your first option, so we will put in 5 for the quantity. Next will be the size option. When you click on the blue arrows, it will show the different industry standard sizes we offer for menus. If you do not see your size here, please go back to the main page and select Custom Size Menu, where you will be able to type in your exact dimensions. For this order, we will select 8.5 by 11. Pages refers to the amount of sides printed on each sheet, or amount of sheets. For example, a 2-sided menu would be 2. 4 1-sided menus would be 4, and 4 2-sided menus would be 8. We are going to choose 2. After this choice has been made, you will be able to choose 2-sided. So let's select that. Under paper selection, you will have 3 options. The standard for most of our prints is 65-pound accent, which we use for all posters, menus, table tents, etc. The 50-pound accent text is similar to copy paper and mostly used for carry-out menus or flyers. If you are looking for a specialty paper, you'll select Other/Specialty and wait for a text input box to appear. This will allow you to describe an alternative paper. Hole punching will automatically be set to no unless you do need a 3-hole punch. With the folding tab, you will have 4 options. The most popular will be half fold. You also have the letter fold, which can be used for carry-out, accordion fold, which will fold in a Z pattern, and a gate fold that will fold upon itself. Lamination is best used for extending the life of print work, but should not be selected for temporary items. This option will give it a plastic film protection. You will have the option to choose matte or the less expensive glossy finish. You will also have the choice of flush trim, which is trimmed to the edge of the printed piece, or quarter border, which will give you a 1/4 inch border of plastic film extending beyond the edge of the printed piece. The last option is 10 mil lamination. This choice is 3 times thicker and 3 times as expensive. A quote and manager approval will always be requested when selecting this option. Artwork time and designer initials are for print shop use only and can be skipped. This quote price is a tool for you to understand the value of what you are ordering for your account. Keep in mind that this is just an estimate and not the final cost.
All right, so we're going to stop it there just to discuss this page. There's just a couple areas that I want to hit up on. As you can see, this is where we will gather the information for the structure of the order. So it's very important to have all the information before you place your orders. The reason why is, for example, now for the sizing, you're now going to need to know your sizing because now it's just a scroll down where you have to select your size. There's no longer a section where you can type in your sizing, but we do give the option of now portrait and landscape because we do go again with times height. So if you order it 14 by 8.5, that's exactly how it's going to be created. Then I just wanted to further elaborate on the pages. I mean, this does refer to the amount of sides printed on each sheet. So what that means is that when you're holding a regular piece of 8.5 by 11 paper, when you flip over each side, that's considered a page. So if we type in 2 pages and we wanted double-sided, it would technically be 2-sided color, even though it's 1 piece of paper. If you wanted, let's say, a 4-page menu, but you needed them single-sided, then you would change it to 4 pages and you would choose the ink as 1-sided. Those could be for like menu covers that you need to do inserts for. All right, does anyone have any questions on this page? All right, if not, then we'll go to continue.
Click Continue. We arrive at a page where we can input the details of the account and describe the design needed. Fill out the account name and account number. This will be important later for reordering. In this example, we will type sports bar and type 5 zeros for the account number. A new tab we are offering is the need by date. This is optional, but can help us if we know an ETA. Please take into account the average turnaround is 5 business days, but can be longer in heavier seasons. The instructions tab allows for 4,000 characters to describe what you would like to have designed. If you need more, please type in a Word doc and attach to the order using the Upload File button. This section is great if it is a simple poster advertising a price for a beverage or wine changes on a menu. Scrolling down, you will see 3 upload fields to attach files related to your order. Click on the arrow and another window will open. This window will allow you to find the file on your computer or iPad. Click Open and wait for the window to close on its own. When it is 100% loaded, you will see a thumbnail or the words File Uploaded. A brand new step in the ordering process is the supplier section. This section is used for bill backs and is required by corporate to be completed. Please select every supplier that applies to your print request. Once complete, click Continue. If you cannot locate your supplier, select Other and then type the supplier name in the Supplier 7 field.
All right, so we definitely want to elaborate on this page. As you can see from the video, this has been a little updated, but we think it's a little easier to read. We have definitely the gray, more of a header for each section. I just wanted to discuss about the account name and the account number. That now, if you have an account you're specifically ordering for, then please put their account name and their number in it. But we have seen that people have put account names in and it was actually for maybe a general division. So now we have the option for general, and then you type in 5 zeros. And that's for if you're just getting this for your division and want to share it with everyone. Now, if it's a corporate in-house job, then you can type in corporate and you type in 5 ones. And that way we just know where it's actually going. And we save it underneath these account names. So we want to make sure we don't save it under the wrong files. As you can see, we have our need by date. We have this on here just in case if there's a certain job that needs to be done. As you can see, you can choose any date, but you also need to take into account we have it up to 7 to 10 business days, depending on the job type. Now, this is just the overall process time, and it may be different with each division. I also want to make sure that after you guys realize that after you approve your order, It could take up to 1 to 4 business days for production, depending on what you selected for your print. So for example, if you chose it for it to be laminated, that now takes up to 2 days to have done. So also keep that in mind upon production. Then we, as he showed, this is our design instructions section. Now this is only for basic information. You can make this larger if you would like to be able to see more of the screen when you type in. This only holds 4,000 max characters. So if you're doing a whole 5-page menu, you would obviously want to type a Word doc. But I do have some examples of how to share that information on there. So what we have is, you know, just again, you're just going to choose the basic information. And for example, I have a pint night one that I typed up real quick. And it just shows, these are a lot of ones that we get. We either get some for like, you know, I want a beer poster that just says $5 for Heineken, or I want a White Claw buckets, 5 for $25. This one's an easier way to read it. It just has all the information we need to put on the poster, because posters are supposed to be quick and identifiable type of information. And then here's some that we do get. It does still give us all the exact same information. It's just a little hard to find exactly what we need to put on there for you. So we want to make sure that we get everything on the poster that we need to do. The next section is when you do the upload and proof. If you have more information to give or examples, this is where you would load it up. I do have some examples of, you know, non-preferred ways. We do prefer for it to actually be a Word doc or PDF. Those are always easier just because we can highlight them and copy and paste, and it takes design time down by half. Here are some examples that we have received. I made this one. It just shows, you know, sometimes it just doesn't really communicate what we need to edit or where it's being moved. And sometimes we miss out on information that we really need. So whatever's on the menu is information we're going to request. So if it has descriptions, we're going to want descriptions. If it has the region, if it has pricing, we're going to want all of that. Another option we have are handwritten ones. Sometimes handwriting is very hard to read. And also it does leave out a lot of information that may need to be updated on the menu that is not on there right now. And then my last one, this is not a browser. I took a picture, I put this on my Gmail. This is actually just a screenshot of a screen of my email of the actual Word doc. Now this Word doc is actually well typed, and it gives all the information very, very organized. And that's why I wanted to use that also for an example. It shows us exactly where it's at, but unfortunately I cannot highlight or do anything with that because it's actually a screenshot, which is a flat image. So we actually want that Word doc. So if you can save it on your iPad and then attach it to the upload section, that would, again, just help with streamlining the process. And that's what we're trying to do. We want to make sure that we get your jobs done fast for your accounts. And so when you're in peak season, we are also in peak season. So we're just trying to take away anything that can hold up work and put us and also you behind with your accounts. Let's see. And then we definitely just want to point out the one main section that we're doing is now the billbacks. Now Seth went through this very thoroughly, but this is the most main reason that we got this new software. This is to allow for billbacks to be able to process easier for everyone.
Right. The driving factor for this order form is to streamline billbacks and make this process easier corporately. And all associates that are ordering will be expected to know which supplier they're advertising for and select them, whether it's wine or even beer sometimes. And I think.
And it also showed you if you don't see your supplier on there or anything, then you would pick that number 7 and then you would type it in there. You would type it in an empty field. Are there any questions in this section?
Yes, so are you talking about our reps going through a menu design that we have to go and bill back for menu printing?
That's correct. Yes.
We're asked to do that?
This has actually always been in place.
Well, the bill back program's always been in place, but this is the first time that corporately it's being required that the sales reps, you know, pick which suppliers they're actually advertising for.
So,
Correct, but when we do an entire wine menu, I know normally we bill back per line to that supplier that represents each wine. So is that what we're talking about? We've never done that in the past. It's always done.
Right. So if you have multiple wines for the same supplier, you just have to select one, just that supplier's name. But that's what they're encouraging you to do, is to make sure that you select all of those on this wine list. This system does have a feature though. Once you've ordered once, you're going to have a history of all of your orders. So you'll be able to reorder from that as well. And I know that's heavy on the wine side of things.
We're going to need more than 8 places to type in suppliers if we have a menu with 40 wines on it.
Well,
True. Yes, that's actually being worked on. They're trying to double that amount. It's not going to go out with this launch, but there is a ticket with the company that's developed this software to add these extra fields.
but right now, that's why we have the extra one. If you need 8 or more suppliers, you would just type them in here and put commas in between.
So when we're billing back our suppliers, I mean, literally, they get a report for them to pay for it, that it would have to list the wine as well. So let's say you're doing a wine list and Gallo has 8 items, you would have to list all 8 items with a copy of the menu for them to see what they're being billed back on for them to pay for it. And then let's say that there's Heidelberg, Allied, and Wine Trends on there, and you're doing the entire wine list, they might not know who the suppliers are for the other divisions.
Right. Well, all of this is going to be sent in a report with the artwork that we upload from the design job. And AR is going to take care of matching the PDF with this job and making sure that they realize what we have printed for them.
So
this is just going to assist them.
Yeah, I think to confirm, this is not going to be the actual bill back. This is just what's going to help drive the bill back.
Right. Thank you, Jen.
Any other questions? Fine, and then we'll keep going.
This page is for billing and shipping. If you are ordering for more than one division, please select that division. Otherwise, it will autofill with your home location. The last step is shipping. This field will automatically fill in with your division's address and will have the method of shipping as will pickup. Please keep in mind that while available, shipping to restaurants or home may not be available if printed at your home location. If you choose to ship to restaurant or home, then remember to type in a new address. Once complete, click Review Order.
All right, and we're just gonna stop you guys here because you don't really see this on Seth's video, but before we move on, I just wanna go over this really quick button. It's called Add More to this order. This button can only be used for the admin orders and operation orders. So for example, letterheads. All design orders need a proof. As you guys just found out, we need to also, once we're done, we're gonna be attaching a proof for bill backs to help with that process. So the software only allows us to load up one proof for each order. So if in the past, people have been able to make an order, for example, like 11 by 17s, then in the instructions add a 4 by 6, you can unfortunately no longer do that. If they are different sizes, you have to place a different order completely. But if it's, for example, if you're doing for an account, I need 3 different 11 by 17 posters, then you can keep it on warrant order because it is the same size.
Right.
So pretty much the only people that can use that button to add more to this order are admins and operations. Does anyone have any questions on this page? We're just going to finish up.
This page will show you the entire order, from the price, division, shipping, and what the order entails. At the bottom, it will also show you a thumbnail of your attachments. Please review this to make sure everything is correct before selecting Send Order. If you do see something incorrect, you can click the back button until you reach the section you need to correct. Click Send Order. The system will advise you when you have placed an order, generate the order number, and also send a confirmation email. If you would like to continue with a new order, click the Begin a New Order button. This will take you to the catalog page where we began. All orders can be easily retrieved and reordered under the My Placed Orders button at the top of the page.
All right, so that's actually just the end of the video, but I just want to elaborate on that new section there called My Place Orders. This is brand new, and I'm actually Dennis kind of advised you guys on it a little bit earlier. What it is that this is our brand new section. This is where you'll be able to keep track of your jobs within the process, and also at the end be able to reorder any reprints. So you can find this under 2 different locations. You can find this under My Profile, and there'll be a red button that shows where it's at, and also in that top right next to My Profile. So under mine, I have created just a couple examples of what it would look like in the process in that queue. So when you go to this page, you'll be taken to All. And with that All section, it will show you every single order that you have placed. And so with that, I just want to, and if you want to find specifically where it is in location, there's the different options in that small top area. So we have Awaiting on Design, which will be in yellow, and it's called In Design Queue. Now this literally means that it's waiting on design, and it will remain here until you actually receive your proof and you approve it to print. So it's the entire process of in the design queue to print, to finalize this is approved to go. Now, once you approve it, it will be sent to In Production, which is also in yellow. Now, I just want to remind everyone another new thing about this is once you approve your order and we switch it over to In Production, if let's say a day later your account asks you, oh, we actually want to add more to this, or we have more edits, there's no way we can go back, unfortunately. So you would have to place a brand new order if that happens. So I'm just advising everyone before your account really quickly says, yeah, this is good, just ask them 100%, are you sure this is 100%? Because once I say go, it's going straight to print. Then the last part is once it's in production and it's in that yellow, this in production actually means the printing and bindery stage. Again, that could take up to 1 to 4 business days depending on what you chose. So again, if you chose lamination, that's 2 business days right there. So it will always, if you're wondering where it's at, has this been printed? Where is this going? If it's still in that in production, it's still being created. And then once it's shipped and ready to go for you, then you can click on that shipped option and it will be in green. And that means it is done. That means it has been, if you are, for example, small format and we have to ship out to you, it will say shipped. Also, but if it's in your local division, it will have the option, it will show the option of will pick up, which means it is ready to be picked up. So now there's no longer searching for your jobs. And if you really want to show some more specific information, you can click on the token And it will actually show you at the end the step-by-step process of everything. So you can also see where it's at. Another thing I said you can do is that you can do reprints. And what it is if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see a small button that's for reorder. Now with the reorder option, if there are no edits whatsoever, all you have to do is click continue. But if you do have edits, let's say they want to change their menu up, click that small edit button and it will take you back to that beginning page of everything. And it will actually have all your information saved. So again, this should also be saving the bill back information that you've already typed in there. It should have all your information that you did the last order placed. So if we scroll down, it still shows we chose corporate and everything. Are there any questions on that part?
Okay, I'm gonna circle back real quick for just Dayton beer and Cincinnati beer. We have an extra section that shows up for your two divisions. And for Cincinnati, it says AB InBev, and it looks pretty much the same except for the red circles. And for Dayton, it'll say Dayton Beer Design Requests, and it has red circles as well. So that's where you're gonna find your section, whereas everybody else is going to order through custom design requests.
But those,
Also, this is going to apply towards banners in Columbus, banners in Toledo. This is for all ordering is going to go through this site, not through email, not through walk-ups, not through phone calls, not through mobility. It's all going through this site. It's a way to unify all of the print shops, and we'll all be able to see all these orders at this in our own design queue. So
yeah. So the last day to use the old online form, if you have been using that, is February 27th, which is next Thursday. And again, that's also the last time we could take any orders via any of those other ways: phone, drop-in, handwritten, email, anything else that anyone's ever done. Everything will be just to this website and this order form alone. Our new online form system begins February 28th, so next Friday. This is going to be across the board. And then the new website will roll out that following Monday on March 2nd. Now, again, if you guys have any questions or anything, Dennis is showing you, we do have our phone number and also the print shop email. Now that we don't do emails, the print shop email will be specifically used for questions, any assistance that you guys may need. And that is pretty much the end of the training session, guys. We really appreciate everyone being on here. Again, questions, contact us with anything. We definitely want to make sure this is a smooth process for everyone.
So if anyone has any final questions, we're all ears. If not, you can contact us afterwards.
Thank you.
Thank you.